Once again, we're heading off to the Grand Tetons with Dian Thomas. And she's with me, and boy, you've taken us all over Big Sky Country. But today is a big day, right?
Today is a big day on the Snake River as we're floating down the river. Here's President Reagan, former President Ronald Reagan and Nancy.
Just floating down the river?
Yeah, with us. They were having a picnic on the side, and here they come floating in, you know.
All right, well, let's take a look at the map.
Okay, we started out in Salt Lake, went to Idaho Falls, on up to Dillon to Gold Country, over to Yellowstone, and we left Yellowstone this morning, and we're floating the river.
Floating the river.
You know, the Tetons are some of the most beautiful country you'll ever see.
Well, let's take a look.
All right.
Here we go.
A gorgeous sunrise over Lake Yellowstone started our day as we traveled 20 miles to Moose, Wyoming. There we took a float trip down the Snake River along the Grand Teton Mountains.
You okay? Yep.
It's a 10-mile trip that takes 2 hours, but unfortunately, the majestic mountains were covered with clouds, so we came up with our own entertainment.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
After an hour of fighting the rapids, it was time for a little snack. Are you guys hungry?
Yes!
When I go rafting, I usually bring along my trusty snack in a thermos. This morning at breakfast, I took hot dogs, tied denafloss around them, cooked them with a chili, put them into the thermos so our snack would be really hot. Take your bun out. Take a piece of the denafloss that's tied around the hot dog, bring that right up into the bun. I'll take a little bit of chili, put that on top of it. And if you can add a little bit of cheese while I put the chili on here, we'll have a great snack right here on the river. We came across so many of our country's natural wonders, including former President Ronald Reagan and his wife, Nancy. I forgot my wading boots. How are you, Nancy?
Fine.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So how was your trip down the Grand Tetons?
Just beautiful, just wonderful.
What's your favorite part?
Just enthused about all of it.
Just look at the sky now, blue and pretty.
Yeah,
After last night.
and now the Tetons are
Aren't they
revealed
gorgeous?
again.
How do you top that? Well, there was more excitement along the way. We headed a quick 15 miles to Jackson, Wyoming, a town that really captures the spirit of the Old West. Landmarks include the antler arches at Town Square. Wow! And the historic cowboy bar where they serve stiff drinks to some mean-looking characters. In 86 miles toward Montpelier, Idaho. There, on the road ahead, motor coach robbers. These bandits are among the most feared in the West.
All right, get your wallets out.
Actually, these characters belong to the local theater group dedicated to reliving the Wild Wild West. This party went on all night and proved to be a perfect end to our best of the West town. The next morning, we got an early start and pushed on for another 59 miles to Lewiston, Utah, to see one of the country's largest producers of eggs. Here, there is no question which comes first, the chicken or the egg. For them, it's always the egg, and there are millions of them. It's a fragile business as the conveyor belt carefully moves the eggs. Their first stop is to test for cracks. With light and a computerized wand, they can quickly mark the cracked eggs. At the same time, they're weighed and declared medium, large, or extra large. Then they're separated and dropped into their cartons, ready for shipping. Before heading back to Salt Lake, we stopped in Logan, Utah for a special farewell lunch where we said our goodbyes.
Thanks, Diane.
Well, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad to meet the Hollywood stars down there.
Oh, thank you.
You're just like ordinary people, aren't you?
Right. But all of us knew we'd never forget our very special days in Big Sky Country.
That is great. Well, what a surprise to run into Nancy and Ronald Reagan.
We couldn't believe it. How often do you go out? And,
Did you have one of your snacks in the thermos for him, too?
No, he took it. He said it was great.
Okay, yes.
Actually, Nancy said to tell you hi.
Did she?
She did.
That's
so.
great. By the way, what do they do with the eggs that are cracked?
They go into cakes and
Oh,
other things, and they check to see if there's any problems with
Right,
them.
right.
Yeah.
That's the end of the bus
That's
tour.
right, but
However,
it's
it's not the end
That's
of your
right.
tour. What are we going to do
I was
tomorrow?
the judge of the World Dutch Oven Cook-Off at the American Festival of the West
Yeah.
in Logan, Utah. So tomorrow, we are going to treat you to a Dutch oven feast that you can't even believe. You can't even believe the things they cook outside
Yeah.
in these cast iron
I can't
pots.
after knowing you for
Oh.
4 years.
Cakes, everything. But
Okay.
these are the experts. These are the best in the world cooking in their Dutch oven
All right,
pots.
you won't want to miss that tomorrow.
That's right.
Thanks, Diane, very much.